You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started.
What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Mobile Command. Stanwood Spartans left a comment requesting me to look into the birth rate. Now, gentlemen, we all know that the birth rate has fallen off of a cliff. Thank you, ladies. This is squarely your fault, and I will explain later on. Now, this article was published on the 20th of May. U.S. births continue to fall. Fertility rate hits record low. Oh, yes, gentlemen, that is a good thing for men. And once again, I will explain why later. The number of babies, aka bundles of misery, born in the U.S. hit the lowest level in more than 3 decades in 2019, continuing a 5-year downward trend, according to a new federal report. Oh, a 5-year downward trend. I wonder why. Oh yeah, more men decided, you know what? I'm not going to dump my seed off into this woman. Because we all know, gentlemen, men have 0 reproductive rights. Yeah. The report on provisional data from the CDC indicates notable birth and population measures reached record lows in 2019. American women, for example, are now projected to have about 1.71 children over their lifetimes, down 1% from 2018 and below the 2.1 needed to exactly replace a generation. Good job, men. Good job. You see, ladies, once again, without us giving you our seed, you cannot be a mother. And you all know that good old-fashioned fertility window. You have the biological clock, ladies. We don't. So we can turn this into a waiting game. And guess what? You're losing. Anyway, the total fertility rate has generally been below replacement since 1971 and consistently below replacement since 2007, the report says. 1971. Could that be the years that, feminism really started taking off? Oh, for shame. Anyway, like I care. In all, the U.S. saw nearly 3.75 million births last year, down 1% from 2018 and the lowest level since 1985, according to the CDC. Births fell among women of most races, though they rose 3% for women who were Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders. Births remained largely level for Hispanic women. The U.S. birth rate, which measures the number of births per 1,000 women and girls between the ages of 15 and 44 in a given year, sat at 58.2 in 2019 for another record low, according to the report. Its continual decline has been driven in part by the 73% plummet in the teen birth rate since 1991. Once again, that's a good thing. Young girls should not be having children. Yes, remember the whole children having children campaign, or they called it kids having kids? Yes, teen births should not be counted toward the replacement of the society. That rate fell another 5% in 2019, reaching 16.6 per 1,000, the report notes. Birth rates also fell for women in their 20s and early 30s in 2019. Now, I wonder why. Oh, that's right. Those women are generally in college. Yeah, they're trying to get their education. Yeah, they don't need no man. They riding that big juicy cock carousel. Okay, so yeah. See, further down the line is where the damage really accumulates. But see, women don't understand that. They don't want to understand that. It's all about instant gratification. Now. My life is so good, but once they hit that last fertility wall and their wombs are pretty much like Detroit, just bombed out and depleted, then all of a sudden it's I can't have kids. And you know what we men are saying? Ha ha! That's right, ladies. It's all your fault. Own it. But the rate rose for women in their early 40s. Now, you have to be a selfish bitch to have a child after 35, because it's been thoroughly proven that any pregnancy after 35 is automatically a high risk pregnancy. Now, we all know why a woman past that age would want to have a child, because it's 18 to 21 years of guaranteed income, i.e. child extortion, i.e. the living hostage. Yeah. The rate for women 40 to 44 years old has risen almost continuously since 1985 by an average of 3% per year, the report says. Trends in births outcomes also continued in 2019. The preterm birth rate rose for the fifth year in a row, reaching 10.22 or 23%, while the cesarean section rate fell to 31.7% from 31.9%. The low-risk C-section rate, measuring C-sections among women giving birth for the first time to a single baby born after reaching term and in the head first position, fell to 25.6 from 25.9%. The federal government's Healthy People's Goals says the low-risk C-section rate should be no more than 24.7% by 2020, and there is significant variation in the C-section rates at the state and county levels. The data for 2019 is not final, and it's unclear whether these trends will continue in 2020 as the country grapples with the coronavirus pandemic, which has interrupted healthcare for millions of people and brought much of American life to a standstill. Maternal health researchers and advocates have warned, however, that the crisis could affect pregnancy and birth outcomes, i.e., more men have had enough time to actually sit down and realize just how much they have to lose by knocking up a woman. Listen, gentlemen, if you want to have a baby right after this, you are absolutely insane. All of the information is out there as to why having a child in this fucked up society would be one of the worst things you could do. However, if you go down that route, don't be mad when she flips that switch and turns that child into a weapon against you. You knew what would happen. You decided to roll those dice anyway. And guess what? Snake eyes. You're done. Modeling recently published in the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, for example, projected an uptick in the rate of women who will die in childbirth this year as a direct result of the pandemic. What? The U.S. already has a high maternal mortality rate with substantial racial disparities. What? Really? I mean, when's the last time that a woman died during childbirth? Really? Really? They trying to throw that stat out there? Okay, here's another stat. There have been more women who have terminated a child than there have been women who have died during childbirth. That would be a more accurate statement. The National Institute of Health also announced Tuesday it is launching a study to track whether rates of C-sections and pregnancy-related complications increase due to changes to health care during the pandemic. All right, gentlemen. All right. You know why the birth rate has pretty much fell through the floor and into the sewer, right? Women have all the reproductive rights. Let's be completely honest. If a woman does not want to have a child, she will not have that child. Once we men dump off in her, then it becomes pretty much a crapshoot. She has all the control. She can decide whether she wants to have that baby or get rid of it. As men, we have no obligation but to shell out money. So yes, more and more men have decided, you know what? You're not finna trap me. No. There was an article maybe a year and a half ago about wealthy guys who were getting vasectomies because they knew that some of the summer bunnies would come down there and try to have a trap baby. Yeah. Men are way smarter than you, ladies. We are smarter than you. Yes, once we take emotions out of the equation, we will consistently beat you, which is why you want to keep us emotionally invested in you. Yeah, right. No. But yeah, they were trying to say that there was going to be a baby boom after this. Oh, no. You've seen more couples fall apart than get together. Oh, yeah. More and more couples are filing for divorce instead of couples actually trying to hook up. So, yeah, that's another thing. Gentlemen, after this, somewhat return to normalcy, which is not going to happen, especially out here in California, which ironically, I'm loving how things are locked down here. I'm loving it. Man, work is so much easier. I'm getting way more work. Whoo, I'm loving it. But things are going to go way sideways even more. Now, what do I mean by that? Gentlemen, be prepared for your girlfriend or wife to leave you. People have been stuck inside far too long. There's a lot of sexual tension. A lot of people weren't able to meet their side pieces on both sides of the fence, men and women. So yes, seeing a lot of people on Facebook talk about new beginnings and trying to find somebody new and blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, the infidelity rate is going to skyrocket. Remember, gents, recreational use only. Protect your seed. Sperm jacking is still not a crime. False paternity is still not a crime. And yet they want to sit around and bitch and complain about the fertility rate. Oh no. Oh no. Game over. And we can place this squarely in the lap of women. Oh well, own it, ladies. Your body, your choice. Yeah! And you fucked society with it. Oh well, it is what it is. And more smart men are just going to sit back and say, yep, oh well, I could care less. I'm not going to be stuck dealing with the family court. I'm not finna have a gun put to my head and be robbed 18 to 21 years of my life. Nope, no thank you. Let society burn. Let it come to a screeching halt. You gave women too much power, and guess what? They ran amok with it. So here's the result. Oh well, read the article. Let me know what you guys think. And ladies, the power is still metaphorically out. Feminism and the birth rate is pretty much going out right along with it. And now that society cannot replace itself, give yourself a nice big hand. Oh, and make sure not to kill your cats, because pretty much that's the only company that you're going to have. That and the women who have their dogs with peanut butter, if you get the drift. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am out.